From the heart of Dubai, where tomorrow is being built today, to the world. Welcome to the CTO Show with Mehmet. Here, we redefine technology and reimagine possibilities. With Mehmet, delve into the riveting realms of AI, cybersecurity, and digital technology. Experience the thrilling highs and lows of startups. Immerse yourself in the spirit of entrepreneurship and witness the future of business innovation being written in real time. Now, without further ado, let's tune in and explore the future.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of the CTO Show with Mehmet. Today I'm very pleased joining me, Roman Axelrod. Roman is the CEO and founder of XPANCEO. Roman, the way I love to do it is I keep it to my guests to tell us a little bit about themselves, their journey, and what they are up to. So the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Mehmet. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. Hey, everyone. My name is Roman. I'm 33 years old. And for the last 30 years, I've been building and selling technology companies. And for the last probably 5 years, I've been living with the feeling that all these gadgets, these computers are outdated, are obsolete, and that humanity needs a next generation of computing, a new type of gadget to merge all of them. Just imagine, I need 4 computers just to survive my typical day. Laptop, tablet, probably smartwatch, gaming console, sometimes 2 gaming consoles, just to bear my functionality. And they're all not interchangeable. The screens are not reshapeable. They're bulky, they're heavy. They enslave us with their batteries. Basically, I'm more concerned if I have enough phone battery than I'm concerned about have I eaten anything today. Because, well, you know that feeling when you're off the grid and you understand that. You have multiple questions and Zooms and et cetera, to attend to. So I wanted to merge. And let's not forget that thing is that humanity had set itself a few targets for at least 100 years. And these targets are, you cannot perform these targets with the current generation of computing. We will not become interplanetary species with these computers. We will not be able to radically improve quality of life. We basically were stuck, and everyone understands that the next generation of computing is spatial computing, as for example Apple calls it. Thing is, think about it as a computer of Tony Stark. Bang, the 3-dimensional computer appears around you. You operate it by eyes, by voice, by gestures, probably a little bit later by mind, but that's going to happen later. And the only thing that prevents us from using this computer is basically bad gadgets. They're all bulky, not interchangeable. They're dirty. They're just bad. I can't imagine myself walking around the streets wearing Oculus 3. No offense, Oculus. The gadget itself is great, but not for this type of use. So we decided to concentrate on creation of such a gadget that would provide humanity with the ability to merge all those gadgets into one. we decided to try to create a contact lens, just a normal looking soft contact lens that around 300 million people use every day on the planet Earth, but able to provide for XR experience, to provide you with image, to measure biological parameters, and to provide you with the so-called night vision. We have been incredibly lucky to gather some of the brightest minds of physics under one roof. So far, we have been awarded as top 5 optics labs in the world and top 10 research institutions in UAE among all types of research institutions, not only physics, not only optics, but all of them. By now, we have a few stable prototypes. So basically, in case you're around Internet City in Dubai, please do feel free to knock my door, and I will be more than happy to show you prototypes and to tell you more about it. And we have around 30 patents pending. We hope to approach human trials. So the king of question is when we will be able to use such a gadget. Well, we intend to approach human trials in 2026. Then it depends how much time will take human trials. It is usually a few years, but well, we hope to cope with that within 1 or 2 years. And I would say that in 2027, 2028, probably 2029, you will be able to buy this gadget and to use it on a daily basis. I think that'd be it.
Yeah. So, Roman, just out of curiosity, what you're doing is, the use case is such a fantastic use case. Um, you summarize, I mean, the problem, which is usually why founders like yourself, they come up with a solution, because everyone agrees that computing cannot continue in the way that we've been doing it. But tell me one thing, and just out of curiosity. So it's a contact lens, right? So it's like similar to the ones. So if I don't want to wear my glasses, I will just get a lens and
Mhm.
I will stick it. Do you think that this is something that can go? I mean, let's say if someone who has like maybe some, like myself, fear from contact lenses. How you convince me to wear these? Because see, I still wear glasses. People tell me, yeah, like you can do but just I'm trying to understand like how far this can go.
Well, you see, we have spent a lot of time, resources, and energy on basically interviewing people of their ability to wear these lenses and preferred use cases. So we have spent a lot of time and effort on customer development. And so far we know that uh, when you have a poor eyesight, you have a few options to do the surgery, to wear glasses, to wear lenses, or just do nothing and suffer. Um, People who wear glasses are usually comfortable with glasses. People who do not want to wear glasses wear contact lenses. And the main scenario, so to say, the main thing behind wearing contact lenses is that the one who wears them doesn't want to wear glasses. And there are about 300 million people who wear contact lenses on a daily basis. And we primarily aim on them, of course. So basically, first of all, we will provide this with this gadget, we will provide those people who do not need to be convinced. And then once they see the awesomeness of this gadget, they will convince yourself. They will convince you and other people who are reluctant about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But well, you're absolutely right. The first generation of gadget is very narrow, comparing to I don't know, comparing to iPhone, comparing to uh, wireless, comparing to earbuds. It's very narrow. Yes,
of
absolutely.
course.
We do understand that.
Yeah, but the use cases, and I was checking also the website, Roman, before we get onto the show here to record. I was mind blown because the use cases and I think, in the prototype, like you were able to achieve something that really it will be beneficial. And when I thought about the use cases, it's not only just for computing purpose. It's not like, I can put a screen in front of me and read, but it goes beyond that. So now with the
Absolutely.
prototype and capabilities, if you can like focus on the main thing, for example, tell me more about, the night vision, tell me about the health monitoring. So what you can, shed some light on the different use cases also as well that we will be able to have with the
Sure.
smart lenses.
Well, my love song, of course, is to operate the world via glance. So basically, you will be able to open your car, to turn on your car, to open your, I don't know, your safe, your doors, your computer, your bank accounts, your everything. You will be able to operate your life basically with just a glance, and at the same time, be absolutely calm about your personal data that the ability of someone to steal your identity or your data or your passwords or your something, because it will not only when you use your eye as a mean of as as a tool to perform such any type of action, like probably when you use your eye to perform a money transaction. You only use your retina. When you use your eye with a contact lens, you will use three layers of security, and your eye is only one of them. Other two are incorporated in the lens. So that's my love song, of course. I personally, I really do wait for this for this functionality, because I hate taking with me like bunch of keys, plastic cards, phone, etc., etc., etc. I would rather use one gadget to as an ultimate mean of access to my life, access and operation, I would say. But of course, then it comes to health monitoring. Health monitoring works basically. Well, basically, it's not very simple. It's um, thing is that we, as a company, we develop not only we develop all kinds of electronics that will be embedded to a contact lens. And the problem behind this whole concept is to make this electronics, these gadgets, these components, these sensors so small, transparent, and biocompatible that they will be able to be put on the contact lens. We are, well, basically the whole company was gathered around the best minds in modern optoelectronics, developing new materials that are more, well, 1,000 times more thin than the current ones big techs use in creating their gadgets. So basically, we spend a lot of time on creating new materials, very thin, very light, very transparent, and very biocompatible. Then we produce gadgets, components, sensors out of those materials, and then we put them onto a normal looking soft contact lens. We aim at 5 parameters: heart rate, IOP, intraocular pressure, of course, glucose, uh, blood pressure, um, and sorry, I forgot the proper word in English.
That's fine.
But you're very much welcome to check it on our website. The idea behind that is to provide you with very narrow, very up to date advice. Not that type of advice, like not that Apple Watch type of advice. Apple Watch just informs you about the fact that your blood pressure is high. We want to provide you with the advice, like the lens sees another cup of coffee and tells you it's enough of coffee, your blood pressure is too high. Or the lens sees me and says you, stop talking to Roman, he irritates you. Cut the time you spent with Roman. He clearly, I as a gadget, I see by judging by your parameters that you feel bad near this person. So we wanted to make it more narrow, I would say.
Perfect. Just again, like out of curiosity, and I didn't prepare these questions, but because I'm now trying to visualize, the whole thing working together. Do I need to be always connected to the internet to make this working, or it can be active by its own?
No, absolutely. You don't have to be connected to the internet. See, uh, I have to explain one thing. We do
Sure.
not we do not try to put the whole computing system onto your eye. We only um, put there components responsible for image, sensing, and night vision. The computing power will be stored somewhere else. We we call it a companion device. It's
I get it.
it's a device probably this size that will contain a SIM card to use internet, a computing power to basically to work with all the data you have gathered with the lens, and that will connect with the lens wirelessly, and at the same time it will provide energy for the lens. So basically you will be able to wear them like a normal contact lenses.
Mhm.
The whole concept behind product management of the company is to make it as comfortable and reliable as just a basic contact lens.
Got it. Roman, also like out of curiosity, and I grew up in an environment where I was seeing, the chips year after year getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? And few days back, we last week we saw like Nvidia and the chip that has 200 billion transistors in just uh, like maybe smaller than my palm. But how do you think the manufacturing of the lenses would be hard? Like, will you need a sophisticated manufacturing plant to get these small size? I would say, as you mentioned, like it's atomic size, I would say, because you try to put all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
So can you tell me a little bit more about
sure,
how you
absolutely.
envision that? Yeah.
That is actually very interesting. Very interesting. You see, today we live in a silicon era. All our gadgets are produced. The main material behind all kinds of gadgets we use is silicon. And why don't we have those beautiful looking AR glasses? Because silicon and lithium batteries are just too big. So basically, you need a lot of space to put components made of silicon. That is why all the gadgets, all the XR, MR gadgets are so bulky, so huge, like Vision Pro or Oculus or even X-Real and Real. They're all relatively big. The idea is not to use the silicon era technology at all. Probably you heard that, oh my God, about 12, 13 years ago, two Russian physicists, Game and Novosholov, they received the Nobel Prize for discovering new qualities of two-dimensional materials. You probably know the hyped word graphene. So our company has emerged from the lab that concentrated on two-dimensional materials, atomic thin materials. Like, I'm not joking. Basically, those materials are one atom thin. So my co-founder, who appears to my co-founder Valentin Volkov, who appears to be one of the world's most well-known scientists in modern optoelectronics and 2D materials field. He spent like 25 years developing them, and the whole idea of the company, the lab behind the company specializes in creation of those materials. And as you may imagine, there are no means in the world to produce gadgets out of those materials. So basically, when you need to produce a new type of, I don't know, smartphone, foldable, you want to produce a foldable smartphone that will fold in 4 dimensions or 6 dimensions. You just call TSMC and say, TSMC, hey, I need this kind of wafers, I need this kind of chips, I need this kind of everything. You don't have such an option when we speak about XR gadgets. So basically, even with those gadgets like Vision Pro that are silicon based, still, I have to say, from the engineering standpoint, I absolutely admire what they did. This gadget is a love song, and I really do wait for next generations, and I expect them to become even more cool from the engineering side of view. But even they were forced to reinvent the whole production process. We do not use silicon-based tech. So it's absolutely up to us how to produce and how to scale production of this gadget. So far, we think about very sophisticated 3D printing. And in our lab, we have a lot of, I would describe it as some sort of a conjunction of a microscope, 3D printer, and a robot that is able to 3D print those itty-bitty components, and at the same time using robotic arms to put them onto the lens. That's the current state of affairs, but we absolutely understand that in a few years we will need a whole new concept of production of gadgets.
Absolutely. Before I shift to gears, and talk a little bit about the the business side. But again, the
Mhm.
technology perspective, of course, like AI is, everywhere, and everyone is talking about AI. So how are you planning to leverage the AI integration with the lenses, Roman?
Very simple question. I do believe that AI is the next generation of computing, and the lens is the interface for this generation. So, judging by the, I envision AI and generative AI, especially as a miracle. This is an absolute miracle, and the last time I had this feeling of magic as when I saw the first iPhone in 2006. Uh, we create. I want you to think about the computing of the future as an ecosystem of software and apps you use every day. Uh, while having multiple interfaces to use this same ecosystem and apps. When you're at home, anything can be your screen, all your walls, all your surfaces, all your, even yourself, you can be a screen. When you're at home, when you're not concerned about privacy, when you're alone, or there are only closest ones and loved ones around you, and you're not feeling well. You don't have a necessity to preserve your information. When you're outside, when you're at work, you can use your glasses. When you're on when you're jogging, or when you're driving a motorbike or a helicopter, or in space, you can use your contact lens. You will have multiple ways to consume this ecosystem of software and apps. You will have multiple interfaces. And I believe that AI assistant will be a key point of contact and center of this new ecosystem. At least I would very much love to have such a system. And you can, well, humanity has imagined such a thing for decades. Just look at the evolution of Jarvis and Iron Man movies. It starts with just a voice in Tony Stark's head in the helmet, and then it becomes a human-like being, and then uh, well it well it takes us to a rather scary Elon Muskish thing about the ability of the general AI to put itself instead of humans. But still, humanity has imagined this type of computing system for decades, and I think it's time for it.
Yeah, to your point, and I think I mentioned previously, when we were kids, I'm from the generation that when in the cartoons where they used to show us like people doing video conferencing, we're like laughing at them, like, see these guys, they are crazy. Or when call some hero using the watch, and then they, again, to your point. So of course, like, what's everything starts with an imagination, and then it is proven that it can happen, and all what
You,
is behind us
you know
today.
what? 10 years ago, in 2014, 15, and 16, I worked in a company that developed AI algorithms, computer vision algorithms for self-driving. And I was responsible for commercial side. So basically, I was responsible for selling those algorithms to car makers. And as I approached conferences, and um, as I spoke to them, remember 2014, 2015, that was considered as a real deep tech. Neural networks. Are you guys biologists or what? It was only 10 years ago. Now, today in 2024, Everyone knows what a neural network is. Everyone knows what the machine learning is. And well, basically, I use almost any type of business, especially B2C, really B2C business, use those technologies. So it took only 10 years for them to become fully acceptable within the society.
Absolutely. Now, Roman, you are into, you just mentioned you are into the deep tech, right? And you choose to have Dubai as your headquarter. And this is something I kept nagging, if I might say, why we don't have too much deep tech here. So, of course, we have plenty of successful B2C businesses, whether they are into the food delivery apps, ride hailing. We start to see some B2B fintech, HR tech, deep tech. But you choose Dubai to be your headquarter. What drove this decision to choose Dubai? And
Very easy.
yeah,
Thing is that myself, I'm Russian, and my partner, my co-founder and CTO of the company is Ukrainian. Yes, it happens. And we have started the company because before the Ukrainian outbreak, and the whole company was located in Denmark, Moscow, and partly Eastern Europe, Kiev, and so on. And the whole company, the first generation of employees, they're all either Ukrainians or Russians, and we're all friends. And we do not want to be involved in this kind of situation. We just don't want to have anything in common with this war. So we say make plans, not war. So when the Ukrainian outbreak started, we decided to relocate the whole company and not to wait until something even worse happens. And of course, we wanted to be in a place very safe and very open-minded. And of course, if I were asked 10 years ago, where should such a company be located? I would definitely answer Switzerland.
mhm,
Switzerland or Germany or USA. But today I see, first of all, that, well, everyday life, day-to-day life in Dubai is much more comfortable than in those states. Uh, the culture, the heritage, the way the country is operated, the safety, the cleanness, the way the rulers of the country see its future. It resonates with us hugely, heavily, and I see, on a personal notice, I see many people from the UK, from Switzerland, from the US, but well, of course, from the UK especially, wishing to immigrate to the Middle East, wishing to immigrate to either Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Saudi or Bahrain, because everyone understands that the next chapter of the humanity's development will not happen in Europe and in the US. With all due respect, those countries have they had their time, they had their centuries, but I think that in the coming decades and even centuries, the new world, the Asia Pacific, the South America, MENA region is going to not to say prevail, but at least play a very significant role.
mhm. Now, again, because you're still in a prototype phase, I would say. So how important and how easy was also being here in Dubai to seek for
Oh,
funding or establish partnerships? Like, because a lot of people ask me, especially people who are in the US and in Europe, like, guys, how's the, I mean, the funding there going? Like, is it like the US? You go, I mean, in Silicon Valley, we hear about these stories. Someone goes, they take a check and so on. I know that it's still developing, but also I want your opinion, Roman, and this is maybe to inspire more people to come here and they start their deep tech, as I said.
well, you see, thing is that uh, the only thing about the only thing about US and California is money. Uh, the ecosystem is bad, is outdated. The infrastructure is bad. The the day-to-day life is, well, let's say, complicated, with all those problems with crime and etc. etc. And on a personal basis, I have a wife and 3-year-old son. And when I'm in Dubai, I am absolutely calm when my wife takes my son to kindergarten. I wouldn't, and to be frank, I wouldn't let her do the same thing in San Francisco. I would definitely escort them myself to the kindergarten. Um, so the main thing is money and the ability to raise. Um, in case you want to do business within the US, in case you want to create a product for the US market, be it B2C or B2B or whatever, you definitely need to be there, because no investment fund, no reputable investment authority will invest into your company in case you do not have presence in the US. It always starts with you guys have presence in the US. Where's the lab? Where are the scientists? Where IP is located? So if you want uh, to create something for the US market or for US corporations or big techs, well, you have to be there. In case you don't want to be there, for example, we have raised a substantial amount of money. Our seed round was 40 million US dollars from a very well established and reputable Hong Kong based investment fund. Mm, in case you do not want to create, and we from the very beginning, we were about developing a new technology. We didn't want it to be specific for US market, or I don't know, Germany market, or something like that. And we we just sort of took a long-term approach for this question. We understand that in case we succeed as a company developing a product, we will probably become a next Apple or sort of that. In case we don't succeed, it doesn't matter where we were. uh, and by now, we see that it is absolutely great to raise money being in Dubai, to raise money from Asian investors, from the local markets, from European investment funds, especially from the UK-based investment funds. That works, and we see a huge amount of money flowing into the region, except from the US. So you have this sort of a crossroad. In case you want to create something for the US market, and you have no options but to be there. In case you want to create something for humanity, for the rest of the world, for etc., etc., you have a few for deep tech companies. I would say You have a
Yes.
few places in the world: Switzerland, Germany, UK, Dubai, Singapore. That's what I see from my perspective. We chose Dubai because transport, because of the safety, because of the local market, of the because of the way rulers of the country see the future, and the amount of time and money and effort they actually spent to work for this future.
Right.
Uh, well, we thought about, and let's not forget that um, being in Dubai, you're able to buy any type of equipment and to relocate any kind of workforce within 5 to 10 hours. So you only need 5 to 10 hours to reach New York, 8 hours to London, 8 hours to Singapore. Perfect place from the logistics standpoint. And we have already spent $6 million on on the lab equipment only. That is
Mhm.
huge for us. And well, this is very important to be, and of course, the majority of the equipment is produced either in US, Germany, Japan, South Korea. So we're in a sweet spot between them. Perfect,
Absolutely.
perfect place.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Roman. And people ask me sometime, like, how is it like in there? And just to your point, one thing I want to add from my perspective is actually, yeah, US money doesn't come here because if you are not there, but the opposite is right. We started to see actually the local funds here, family offices, sovereign investment authorities actually investing in US and trying actually to help them to get the market here. The other day I was
That's
speaking to
I
yeah,
adore it. I adore
yeah,
it. To be frank, I adore the level of local ambition.
absolutely.
Uh, I adore it. 30 years ago, we were like a small country, basically unknown. Today, we're one of the key financial centers of the world. And I adore that they absolutely bluntly say that in the next 30 years, we will dominate the planet.
Yeah. Mind blowing. Exactly. I remember. I remember if in 2005, the year I arrived to this country, if someone would tell me, "Hey, there will be a deep tech company out of here," like, shit, what? But the 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 in I remember very well. It was the financial crisis. Maybe I'm sharing this the first time on the podcast in 2009, 2010, when everyone was leaving actually Dubai, and everyone was saying they're done. You're wasting your time there. I said, okay, let me just tell you one thing. The way, this infrastructure, the way they have designed, everything, the processes, I would say, this is not something that you can just throw because this is something sustainable and the infrastructure is sustainable. And I was right. 2012 things started to boom again, and things started, and now here we go. We are 2024, and yeah, like absolutely. Roman, final thing. I know, like, I took more than I was supposed to take from your time, but I want you, because you have done multiple exits also previously, right? So how we can encourage more uh, aspiring entrepreneurs to be in the deep tech space.
That's the worst thing if you want just to make money. If you want to make money, do ride hailing, food delivery, fintech, etc., etc. And I was my I took part in selling 3 companies. In 2 of them, I was a hired top manager with an option, and the last company I was one of 3 co-founders. Um, they all were in first of them was in deep tech space, and then it was esports and fintech. So I specifically decided to switch to deep tech because I wanted to not to create a company, pump it, and sell it within 3 years. I decided that I want to create something Well, you see, I have a tattoo. We are here to put a dent in the universe. Famous quote by
Purpose.
Steve Jobs.
Purpose.
And I decided to follow this tattoo to create something that will actually help humanity, that will actually change lives to the better. And since I'm a total freak about gadgets, I just wanted to contribute to this whole movement of the planet. I will be, in case XPANCEO just creates one stable component that will be a part of the computer of the future, I will be incredibly lucky because I just want to contribute to computers of the future. You know, my grandfather was one of the first Soviet engineers responsible for creation those first Soviet computers of 40s and 50s. And for me, it's like family business.
Yeah,
uh,
but to your point, to your point, Roman, if you allow me, it's not about the money only. And I think
Absolutely.
the reason why some startups fail because the founders they think, and unfortunately, especially in our region, because we're very biased by some other places, is oh yeah, like I will raise money, go to Series B, Series C, sell the company, and I will become rich, and then I will stay on the beach. I tell people, guys, it's not about this; it's about your purpose. And I like when you showed the tattoo. What are you planning to leave after you die? Like, what's your legacy, as they say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but deep
Absolutely.
tech
What's the
is not
legacy?
easy. Deep tech is not easy. Um, like,
It's probably one of the most complicated types of business in the world.
but I
It's
think
not
it's
even a
rewarding.
business. Absolutely. In case you succeed, you have a chance to to um, to make impact. With
Roman,
all
out
due
of
respect,
curiosity, sorry, out of
yes,
curiosity, but correct me if I'm wrong. Also in deep tech, because you just mentioned like if you succeed, but I think you learn a lot even if you fail, right?
absolutely. Wow. Sure. And the whole idea to create a startup, and in case you even moderately succeed with your startup, like in case you was able to raise seed and to live with the seed 3 years, try multiple ways to develop the startup, and then the startup failed. This will be a crazy influx of experience into one person. You will need 30 years of you won't probably learn as much working as a hired person what for 30 years. So basically creating a startup is trying to put all your professional life in within 3 to 5 years. And with all due respect, I don't see many successful founders wishing to lie on the beach. Most of successful founders are just people who enjoy this type of life, who are energy, uh, who 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 cannot live with this type of energy and this type of risk. Um, so, with all due respect, in case you want to lie on the beach, I would suggest either creating something very, very simple like food delivery and selling it within 2, 3 years,
Hmm.
or just to find a good job and to save money and to invest money and to, well, have long weekends, I would say.
Absolutely. It's a journey. It's not like just one time thing and
It's not
that's it.
about the destination. It's clearly being a startup founder and especially a deep tech entrepreneur. It's clearly not about the amount of money within 5 years. Uh, it is about the destination and the well. I always say that my job is to provide picture of the future. So basically, my job is to provide my team with a very clear, very specific image of the future. and to provide them with money and resources to reach this point. So yes, in case you want to make money, you definitely have to do something else. But in case you want to change the world, to contribute to overall humanity, and to probably make insane amount of money in the end,
Right.
you should probably try.
That's fantastic. Roman, finally, where we can find, how we can follow, all the updates about the company, and also get in touch with you if someone is interested.
Um, well, LinkedIn, LinkedIn page of a company, my LinkedIn page of my co-founder, my Facebook, my Instagram, and of course, the press releases on our website.
Okay, great. I will make sure that I will put these links in the show notes so
Sure,
people can.
absolutely. And in case someone wonders about something, please do feel free to text me in LinkedIn or in Telegram, to just to bluntly ask questions.
Sure, definitely. Roman, like really, I enjoyed the discussion with you today. It was very
Well, the
rich.
pleasure is mine.
And what you're doing is not only as a tech enthusiast, I would say, and someone who have background in technology, get me excited. What get me excited is the, your vision and your passion and your purpose of, putting your dads in the world. And this is why I aim to do with this podcast. Hopefully, I can succeed. Still work in progress. We will see. And again, this is for the audience. If you just found this podcast by luck, thank you for passing by. I hope you like it and enjoyed it. So if you did, please subscribe and share it with your friends and colleagues. And if you are one of the loyal followers, thank you very much for keep tuning in. I really appreciate it. Send me your suggestions, your feedbacks, your comments. I love to read them all. Thank you very much. And we'll be again in a new episode very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hit that subscribe button, share the show with your tech-savvy friends and fellow entrepreneurs, and leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. Your support means the world to us.